Welcome to the Diary of a Beautician. This is your host Sha. Tune into my podcast from the health and beauty industry via my website. I'll be discussing various topics, stories, news, educational and historical and personal content. For information inquiries, head over to www.shashalondon.co.uk. Subscribe. Follow me on social networks at Instagram at SSLondon84, Facebook Sha London, Twitter Sha London. Also available on LinkedIn as Sha London. Again, follow and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to send them to me via social media, or you can email me at shashalondon@gmail.com. So welcome back. Thank you for everyone that's tuned into my podcast. I hope you're finding it very informative or educational, or learning a little bit more about me. Welcome to all those that are tuned in this week. I really hope you enjoy my content. Before I go into my content, I just want to send my deepest condolences to all those of family affected to the current racial injustice in America and here in the UK or around the world, and also my deepest condolences to those who have lost somebody to coronavirus or some type of illness throughout the week. So this week's topic of conversation is going to be talking about, can melanated people or need an SPF or sunscreen? Can we burn? Can we tan? So, is this a myth? Is this real? Can it really happen to someone of a browner, darker shade skin? Can you be submitted to the sun and be burned and feel the stinging after effects of that tan? Well, the answer is yes. Yes, you can. You can burn, you can tan if you are a darker skinned person. Okay, I am from a West Indian background and I have burned twice. Two stories. I'm going to try and keep them short, sweet, and powerful. The first time I literally experienced the burn it was, I went to Jamaica where my family are from, and I was out there with, to see family and have a break as well, as you do. One of my aunts live in Kingston, so Kingston's the main town of Jamaica, the capital of Jamaica. So I'm in Kingston, I'm wearing my little short shorts, my top, trying to, be in that holiday mode. And as I'm walking to the shop to go and get something to eat with my cousin, I just remember just walking and saying to my cousin, I can't feel, I just feel so hot, like hot. I don't know. I just feel like I was melting. I was actually melting. The heat in my head, the heat on my chest, the heat was just unreal. At one point, I thought I was just going to pass out, literally trying to get some food. It was that bad. It was so hot. Like, you could see, how hot it was? When you could see the waves, like the sun ray waves in the middle of the road. So you're just walking and you're seeing these rays just glazing across like a wave. And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, God, please get me to the shop in one piece. And God, please let them have some juice because I'm going to pass out. Anyway, so while I was there and we was, walking up and down, I was constantly in the sun. And when you go into the southern hemisphere, it's literally sun all year round. It's warm, it's hot, it's lovely. It's a lovely environment to be. The air is clean, but it's just the sun is there. It's right there. You can't miss it. Anyway, I got burnt. I got really, 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 really burnt. So when I came back, my husband now, but at that time, my fiance, he was like, wow, you've gone real chocolatey, you've gone brown. So yeah, I burnt. And it was a painful burn as well, because it was, even though I'm a brown complexion, okay, it it's like I went like another 2 shades browner from where I was. So let's say I was like a caramel brown, and I went right up to like a deep dark chocolate brown. But it really hurt and it was really painful, and I had to keep on applying like my moisturizer over me just to kind of cool it down. So it was really, really silly of me, because I thought I'll be fine, I won't burn, I will be okay. Black people don't burn, do we? Yes, we do. Do we tan? Yes, we do. The second incident was going back again. Didn't learn for the first time. Went back again, and yeah, I had the same experience, but it wasn't too bad because I stayed in the shade. The third experience was sorry, I did say 2 examples, but I had to bring the third one. The third time was when I went to Egypt with my husband, and we went to Egypt, and again, Egypt has the heat, and where Jamaica has shade, loads of trees, loads of greenery, you can find a shelter and just call it a day. In Egypt, there is zero shelter other than your hotel. There's no shelter because it's just sand. It's desert, it's sand. So you are literally getting full-blown heat. So again, me and my husband was walking around, and at the time I wasn't too well, but it really did help me, and that is going to be another story when I do another podcast. So yeah, out there, and I literally burnt from the first experience to this being the third experience. I've never knew I could get so dark in my life. It was only till I came home, my mum was looking at me and was like, my gosh, you are so dark. You're so dark. And then the funny experience was when I was going out with my husband, and there's a lady I know who has a hairdresser near me, and I walked past her and I was like, hi, and she's like, hi, reluctantly, and I said, it's Shalene. And she looked at me, she turned around, she's like, my God, where have you been? Where have you been? I didn't even recognize you. You've gone so dark. I said, yes, I went on holiday and I forgot I need to put something on. And yes, I started to peel. Yes, people, I peeled for the first time. So this is it, guys. This is it. The myth is, yes, we can burn. Anybody melanated, anyone with a darker view, darker shade, will burn in the sun. Okay, if you're not protecting yourself, if you're not, putting on a SPF factor on you, sunscreen, sitting in the shade, if you're sitting out in the sun direct, then you will change complexions instantly. Okay, so this is just to let you know. And what I did on my Instagram page, I had put number of SPF sunscreens that you can purchase for melanated skin, because the problem I found when I after these incidents was a lot of the sunscreens tend to cause burns, the sunscreens tend to be quite ashy. Okay, so when I apply it on, it just made my skin look really white, and I looked really grey, and I just looked weird. Like even when I used to do skincare for a company years ago, and they had like a sunscreen, and obviously I had to try and sell that, and yeah, you can imagine me trying to sell it and me putting it on my skin and it's looking ashy. It was just like, no. So it's been a difficult road for people like myself with darker shade, darker view, complexion. We tend to not get counted until later, until somebody decides to make something for our skin type, and yeah, we're happy because we've been counted into the product game, sort of thing. So we've come a long way, and there are several black owned businesses that sell sunscreen for our skin type, so that's fantastic. And again, some of the mainstream products also do sunscreen protectors, which, you know, any melanated person can wear. Some of them are quite oily, some are quite hydrating, but again, this is my tip to everyone who I would recommend to invest in a good sunscreen. Even if you feel that you don't burn or you don't tan or you just think it's nonsense, it isn't nonsense. You know, but people tend to get skin cancer as well. Okay, there's stories, there's information out there. So with everything that I speak about, I always say to everyone, go and do your research. The internet's there, there's a library there, there's books you can buy offline. Go and do your research. The research is there, the information's there. We can all burn, we can all tan. Some can tan more than others, some don't really tan. Some burn, some don't burn. Some burn, you know, completely burn. So it's all about knowing yourself, knowing how to, you know, take care of yourself, but also knowing that these things can happen as you get older. Your body changes, things changes. So just really analyzing yourself and checking yourself and saying, right, as I'm getting older, protect my skin. Absolutely. Okay. Yes, our melanin does so much for us melanated people, but the exterior can be affected, and it also can affect further down into your DNA. Yes, it can. The sun will go literally right down into the bones. Like, you know, you get out the sun and you feel it and you're like, man, I can feel that heat right in my bones. It's going right down in there. Okay. So it's not about causing problems for your skin. It's not about saying, well, I'm black, I don't need this. It's about educating yourself, understanding that your skin can burn, it can tan, and there is options now. There's loads of options. So as I said, if you're not sure, head over to my page, have a look at the options that I've put out there. So I've kind of helped you somewhat. As I said, there are products on the market that does cause that ashy factor, and what I will say is the recommendation I've got there, those ones are really good. Okay. If or when the stores open up again and you go into stores and you see some of the products, ask the beauty assistant, ask the person at counter. They can either give you a sample to try. Again, it's just about doing your research and knowing what it is. Someone asked me about, what's the difference between the mineral, and I think there was something else. And I said with the mineral, it has, I think is it titanium and something else factor in it. So if you're going for, so the mineral sunscreen has zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And that's where it's more of like a natural resource that's gone into the makeup of the sunscreen. So it doesn't harm the environment or harm you as much as the other ones that has a whole heap of chemicals in it that can harm the environment and harm you. So again, it's about researching, knowing your products, knowing what works for you. And it's the same thing if you was like, you're going to buy your foundations, all your makeup stuff. A lot of us are trying to go more natural, trying to buy things more, ethical. So read, research, and gain understanding about it. Again, a lot of the SPF, so the SPF is your sun protective factor, comes in various ranges. Okay, from right beginning of like say a 10 all the way to like 100. Okay, so again, with those, read it, see how long the time you apply it on. So say you apply it on like first thing in the morning at 10 a.m. and you're going to go out and you're going to reapply it probably an hour later or 2 hours later. It's all about just keeping and protecting the skin from it becoming hot, burning or tanning and becoming darker and then peeling, or worst case scenario, having skin cancer, which is not what you want. So education, knowing the products, researching the products, talking to other people that buy sunscreen. Funny enough, a lot of other melanated people, black people, know about it because when I put this post up, a lot of people came to me and said, yeah, why it protects my skin, and oh yeah, I wear this sunscreen. And it was quite interesting because it was a topic of conversation that I didn't think people would actually come out and talk about. So it was good to hear that, other women, other men are protecting their skin. So I'm very, very happy about that. So that's good. That's good. But I really want all of you guys to kind of be educated and be aware of it. So yeah, best thing you can do is invest in something like that. And again, the price ranges will be from £5 right up to, gosh, you can imagine. So you've got different price ranges, you've got different there's options for you, but it's just about doing your research. And if you're not quite sure and you're like, gosh, I don't even know where to begin, head over to my page and I have the information there of the products, and you can see them, and then you can go ahead and purchase when you want. So yeah, that's just a little bit about. Also, just another thing as well, a lot of people now are using natural some protective factors. So they're using natural protective oils like avocado oil, almond oil, carrot oil, raspberry seed oil as their SPF. Okay, now the thing with those is they may not be heavy duty in the sense of the chemical composition of it. So like you're buying the ones from the retailers, their ones have probably just a little bit more extra punch as opposed to the natural oils that people tend to be using today. I use natural oils. I tend to put a natural oil like a raspberry seed oil on my face before I put my moisturizer on. So it gives me like a kind of double protection factor. So yeah, just again, researching and learning and understanding before you go and purchase and look ashy or get burnt or tan and and peel. And the worst thing we don't want is for people to develop any sort of skin cancers, because it can happen. It can start off as a mole, it could start off, just like a blister, and it can develop, and it does happen. Black people do actually have had skin cancer, and there's a lot of people's testimonies online about it. So again, it can happen, and it's something people need to be aware of and need to start taking action on. Okay, and again, when the skin is becoming damaged, you're causing more wrinkles. Okay, so again, taking care of the skin, taking care of yourself, taking care of your well-being, educate yourself, research, learn, have fun with it. It's not hard, it's not difficult, it's really interesting, it's really good, and it's bringing that level of awareness to yourself. So when you're buying, you can buy with confidence, you can buy with knowing that I've bought this product and I know what I'm buying and I know what I'm investing in. Okay, and there's a lot of black businesses now who are creating these sort of products, so you can invest in your community. Okay, the options are there and the information is there. So let me know if I've left out anything, if there's something you want to discuss about this product, or you wanted to discuss about SPF again. I'm happy to do that. Email me at shashalondoninfo@gmail.com, and again, let's get this conversation started, because as I said, there's so much to learn, there's so much to do, but we can begin it with a conversation. So thank you for tuning in this week. I hope you found it informative, and also you found out a little bit about me. Anyway, have an amazing week, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye bye.